our Sheriff, Robbie Holland.
First of all, I'd like to apologize if you came here and did not get any cookies. Since this started, my children have arrived, and I don't think there's any cookies. My name is Sheriff Robbie Holland. I've been sheriff since 2002. Basically, I'll start from the beginning of my career. In 1991, I approached the sheriff of Macon County, Homer Holbrooks at that time, about my dream of becoming a police officer, deputy sheriff. Homer Holbrooks gave me an opportunity to volunteer for 2 years with the cadet program, which was a very brand new program working with children, 11 and 12-year-olds, and that was where I started. From that point, I volunteered for those 2 years, then I became a detention officer, then I became an animal control officer, then I became a deputy sheriff, a detention officer, an investigator, eventually becoming a juvenile investigator, and then supervising the juvenile investigations unit. And then in 2002, I got this crazy idea that I wanted to run for sheriff. And I got elected in 2002. I was re-elected in 2006, and re-elected in 2010. And now I'm asking for your support to be elected in 2014. When I first went to the sheriff's office, they asked me why I wanted to be a deputy, why I wanted to go in law enforcement. And I said a statement that I've said my entire career. All I want to do is make a difference. And that has been, if you know me and you know the sheriff's office, you know that that is our slogan, committed to making a difference. And we are in fact committed to making a difference. Education, graduated high school, went to Southwestern Community College. My wife was going to Western Carolina University. She's a criminal justice major. Perfect spouse for a sheriff. And we have 2 beautiful children we adopted 2 years ago. And so at any time you want to stop talking about politics and my job, I will be glad to stop and talk about my children. Since I was elected, we've done numerous things that I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely proud of my law enforcement officers that serve by my side. Basically gives drunk drivers a ride home on New Year's Eve, something that no other law enforcement agency at the time in the state of North Carolina did. Even my command staff thought I was crazy for doing this. And it turns out that it was a great program. Since we started the program on New Year's Eve, we've given a total of about 350 rides home to potential drunk drivers that surely most of you in here are probably in bed by 1 o'clock in the morning. But the honest opinion is you've got friends and family that may have been. And so it's an opportunity for these officers to show the community that we care about you. You had a good time, and let us give you a ride home. We've done Community Watch. We initiated Community Watch. Community Watch is just that. It's your community that you live in, your designated area, say you live in Otto. That's your Community Watch. We come in, we help you organize your Community Watch, and then on a monthly basis, you have, or every other month, whatever you want to have Community Watch, you bring people in to be guest speakers. Law enforcement is always available to you. Our work crew, we started our inmate work crew back, I think 6 months after I took office. Since we started that, we've had over 500 community projects utilizing inmates out in the community. Any organization you belong to, if you want our inmates to come out and do a detail, changing the playgrounds, painting, whatever it needs to be done, we will come out and do it. Over 240,000 pounds of trash we've picked off the side of the road. How do I know that? Because our inmates are thrilled to do something, get out of jail, go and do it. When they get it all loaded on the truck, we take it to the landfill, and it is weighed and dumped into the landfill, so we keep adequate records of that. Our inmate program, Reality Check 101, where we take the inmates into the school system in shackles in their orange, and they tell the children, talk about their lives and where they've made bad choices in 30 seconds. That was quick. Crime is down. Believe it or not, Attorney General released his report. Macon County's crime is down. Drug arrests are up. We have the 33rd lowest crime rate out of 383 agencies in North Carolina, 35th lowest violent crime rate, 37th lowest property crime rate in North Carolina. Last year, our crime rate decreased by 26.4%. Last year, our violent crime rate decreased by 27%. Man, I know what you drive, so. My name is Sheriff Robbie Holland. I would appreciate your vote. And last thing I'd like to say is I work with the greatest group of men and women. And if you're in law enforcement, would you please stand today?
We have some questions for Rob.
Oh, come on. Yes, sir.
Jeff.
On your work program, have you had any escapes?
Oh, absolutely not, no. Every single one of our inmates volunteer. They have a choice. They can either do it or they don't. And a lot of the times these people get into our jail facilities, they're on drugs, a lot of them are bad people. But when they get in our jail, they get their system clean because they can't get their dope. They end up, they're your children, they're your grandchildren, they're your parents, and they feel good about getting out and being able to get back to their community, and they work their tails off. And they've got my officers back when they're out on the road. Now, trustees are also called trust nots. So their armed officers are watching them. We've never had an attempted escape. We've never had a fight out there. Never had a problem. And they line up to be able to take part. Problem is we don't have a position to do that program. That is something we've implemented by utilizing our officers already in the department. And so we're depending on how many courts we got going, how many situations that we're dealing with, depends on whether we can go out and actually work. It's not our responsibility, it's actually the state's. But we're doing everything we can to utilize all the funding that we have within our agency to get the best bang for your buck.
I do have one question with regard to when your officers are out in the field working. If they come across a crime and you have to find out that this person is here illegally, how do y'all proceed with that? And do you
Pretty much,
just address that?
Pretty much, just about every day we run across somebody that is here illegally, and our hands are sort of tied. I can either fill my jail up with illegal aliens that are here illegally, with people that are out here working and just here in our country illegally, or I can fill my jail up with people that are breaking into your houses, stealing things from you, hurting people. The fact of the matter is, when we fingerprint these individuals, when they come in and they're fingerprinted and they come up, immigration decides and immediately sends a response to our facility. You've got an individual that's there illegally, we want to speak to him. They'll put a detainer on him. If they don't put a detainer on him, we can't keep him.
Sir Holland, you said that the crime rate in this area and the violent crime rate has gone down in the last couple of years. Do you feel there's any correlation, and have you had an increase in requests for concealed carry permits?
We have had an increase, absolutely. I honestly couldn't sit here and answer. I would say it's because I'm the sheriff. No, no, I'm just kidding. Honestly, in my heart of hearts, I believe in the concealed carry permit, and the more people that carry a concealed permit, the more people that were known. I remember when Senator Davis said a long time, I think he was a county commissioner then, I wish we had a billboard that said, Macon County 100% concealed carry. That way people know. Why do people normally, we've had some officers' homes get broke into, but normally that doesn't happen. I wonder why.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Mike Lyon.